What's up, Saber folks? I'm here with another review, actually not a review, an unboxing video of Vaders Vault, Reverse Dark Havoc, multiplied by 2, and a coupler, and a photon blade, and a cover tech wheel, and 2 blade plugs, and I think I said that was it. Yeah, and the coupler, I think I said that already. Anyway, I'm a little nervous about this, because this has literally been, it's been over a year since I ordered this thing. This was actually my second lightsaber purchase, so if you're seeing anything else on the channel, everything has come before this has. You know, and I have, there's some opinions that I have about it. I think that's way too long to wait for anything, really. Like, I mean, you wait 9 months to have a child, and just a year is kind of ridiculous. So, you know, I'm still into the saber thing, but I've heard some complaints that, like, you know, you kind of get over whatever you ordered after a year. And the reason is because I ordered not just custom, no, I don't think I did weathering. I don't think I asked for weathering on either one. There's another one. I have to actually remember all the different things that I ordered and over a year ago, which I hope that they did. But it was the custom shroud. So basically I ordered 2 custom shrouds they're exactly the same, for 2 slightly different colored sabers. So I did a Reverse Dark Havoc, and I asked for powder-coated, like I think a black, I can't quite remember. No, it's black chrome. On one of them, supposed to be like a Sith Imperial sort of saber. And then I had more of a sort of a regal, I think, a regal saber for like sort of a Jedi-esque on the other side of the staff. And then it was supposed to be the staff was supposed to be in the middle, there was like a brown leather wrap and a black leather wrap. And that was the plan for that, and they're supposed to be really close so that they kind of blend together, and then they differentiate at the end. I think the amber LED switches, or the LED switch is amber, and I just hope that all of the things that I asked for are in here. Obviously, I've had some issues with like Saberforge and stuff like that. Feel free to skip forward into the video where I open it, which I'm about to do. But yeah, I've been talking a while for this. Yeah, it's been over a year, and I think it's a year and a half now. So I think that that's way too long to wait for like any package for basically anything, except maybe when you're applying for a house. But I don't know. That's another thing, and I can go into reasons for why later and how to like sort of fix that. But it was the custom shrouds, and they said apparently, I think Dana told me that they were made by Alan himself. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't remember being told that it was going to be a year of wait time, and I'm not sure that they knew that at the time, but it kind of ended up being that way, which is a bit, you know, it's a bit frustrating to wait for like for a year, your best saber project for a year. But they're a really, you know, high-end company. They're well reviewed. People like them a lot. People like their products, so I thought, you know, let's do it. So that's pretty much so far I'm kind of disappointed, and I haven't heard from them at all, and this is why I'm taking so long, because I haven't heard from them at all about, you know, if it's going well, what's going on with it, did the shroud come out, like, no questions about the design when I asked for the shroud. Basically, I just want like a big line up the middle of one of my shrouds, basically like, I don't know if you know what the man's shroud is. It's not official or anything, but if you look online, sometimes you can see custom Havocs, and you can see a Havoc, a Reverse Dark Havoc sometimes, one of them with a shroud. And the guy's last name was Man, so they called it the man's shroud, and that's why. So I ordered that with basically a line in the middle. So let's hope that everything went out pretty good, and we'll have some more commentary for that. Yeah, sorry for the long intro, but this is a big deal, and yeah, it costs quite a bit of money to have this happen, to get this here now. So I've got a lot of, I think they call it popcorn, or mailing S's or whatever. Let's get this unboxed and reviewed. This entire package. Okay, so here's the photon blade. It's a large green blade, which I'm not really going to get too much today. I'll have to do that review for that later. This is a lot of popcorn. I'm just going to throw this on the floor. Let's get this out of the way. How far do I have to go to get? Okay, here we go. So these are the 2 blades. Can't remember what type of blade. I think heavy. I think these are heavy. These are pretty, actually, literally heavy, so I think these are heavy. But I don't know. They're not like super heavy, just heavy for what you would think a blade would be. Alright, so here we go. Here they are. Cover, that's nice. A little bit of mystery. It's the best part of any sort of review is when you undo the bubble wrap. And where's the rest? Okay, damn it. Okay, well, there's there's my battery charger. I really didn't want to dump all this out, but is that everything? Nope. Okay, so we get the... Okay, well, at least you know that it's secure. So, that's fun. Can you see down there? Yeah. Okay. Well, yep, got everything, so that's good. They did confirm everything was being sent on the email, so that's you know, good business practice there. Can't complain about that. I'm just going to throw this on the ground, and we're going to clean that up later. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue with where we were before. Here we have two Vaders Vault Reverse Dark Havocs in slightly different color schemes. The same custom shroud by Alan Johnson himself. Never before revealed. I don't think these exist anywhere else in the world. At least that's what I think the claim is, and I could be wrong, but you know, that no one else has this. Yeah, so I'm kind of stalling a bit because I'm a little nervous because I pray to God that everything was done right, you know. I see that we have the two, at least the blade plugs are right here. They're in there. This is the CoverTech clip. We got the photon blade, so we have everything. So that's exactly what we asked for. The coupler is here, and yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and pick saber number 1. I have no idea which one is which. Man, this has been a long time. I'm both nervous because I'm concerned that maybe it won't look like what I want it to look like, or anything that I thought it was. But I'm also a little nervous because it's like, oh, well, this is the Vaders Vault thing. This is supposed to be the big deal, you know? And then also because, you know, anything Vaders Vault, anything you buy from Vaders Vault is going to cost some money, pretty much. So yeah, the saber is not exactly one of the cheapest, but you can do the cheap way if you buy things from like the pack store and stuff. But anyway, here we go. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, nervous. Oh, yo! Oh, wow. Yeah, this is beautiful. This isn't quite exactly what I meant, but it's still gorgeous. I'm still happy I have it. I actually meant, and I should have said, extended the middle window all the way through to the end, and that's what he didn't get. But I was worried about that the whole time, and that's kind of why I was worried about it. But everything else is done beautifully. This is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I am really bummed about this, though. I had a heart attack about it. Not really, but I'm a little heartbroken because and maybe it's my fault because I didn't articulate it correctly. But man, this is gorgeous, and he put 4 of these in here, 4 of these things, which is kind of cool. Definitely cool looking for sure. I asked for copper powder coating for the Reverse Dark Havoc. That part looks gorgeous. I can honestly, you know what? I can probably just ask somebody to cut this straight through to the end. So maybe I'll ask them. Maybe I'll do that. I'll keep it like this for a while, and then I'll ask somebody to cut it straight through to the end because that's what I asked for. So, you know, communication pretty good so far. I mean, overall, this is a gorgeous piece. I mean, just look at this. This is absolutely. Let me move this. Sorry, this is mortal scum. Like, I'm a little bit nitpicky about that one detail, as you should be because I spent a fair amount on it. But you know what? I cannot complain too much here. Let me look at this here. So, okay, so I did ask for a, that's interesting. All right, so I'm blown away because if you look at it just like this, it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot complain, right? If I look a little bit closer, a couple of things are an issue. This guy here, I thought I did, and I guess it wasn't clear, but I wanted this window to come straight up through the top. And I thought it was, and I didn't hear anything from them, so I assumed that they knew what they were doing, and I guess Alan did, but I don't know, man. He did get that I wanted the window to come all the way down to this, and then I sent him one last, also this is pretty rough. I'm not sure if he weathered it. No, I think it's just fresh off the cutting thing. Maybe he was rushing to get everything done, I don't know. But I also asked for the shroud to come down to the leather wrap. But that was like well after. That was like a few months ago, which you're supposed to have all, he says, or Deanna told me you're supposed to have all that stuff in well before you, yeah, well, like months before, like right after, like any sort of custom thing, especially with the shroud, you're supposed to have that done like within like 2 or 3 months, like any sort of quest. But the leather wrap feels phenomenal, and I'm really glad I didn't go, I mean, I'm not sure if this is, I'm not sure, actually. This could be the, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they messed up or not. If this is the dark brown leather wrap, then this is correct. But I'm not sure if this is the dark brown. Actually, it might be. I think this is, yeah. But the thing is this. I would have thought the dark brown leather wrap would have been clean, you know? And this is sort of not clean. It's a little dirty. Not dirty. What's the word? Not the weathered leather wrap. I think so. But this doesn't look as neat and clean as I thought it would. And then this is me being, again, I'm totally wrecking this, but I spent a fair amount on it. I thought that the copper powder coating would be a little bit darker. And I guess that's just, well, that's what powder coating, or that's what copper is. But overall, this is definitely a Jedi's lightsaber, for sure. And I'm definitely happy with that. It's pretty, and I love looking at this. Look at those windows through the top. That, to me, is gorgeous. He lined up the windows of this perfectly with that. Again, my only real gripe with the shroud is that I wish that had gone straight up and through. Yeah, and I think these screws are hexagonal. Yeah, and this, okay, that tells you where they are. That's smart, actually. Now, it looks cool. Whatever. But no, but ultimately, this is pretty cool. So I haven't fired it up yet. I'm pretty happy with it. My biggest gripe right now, if this is correct, the leather, which it might be, the dark brown, actually, yeah, kind of in the light, it looks fine. I need to look at what their weathered, there's another one, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a lighter weathered look. And I don't know if this is that, because this here, I don't know if you can see. Turn on the light here again for you. Come on, light, focus on what I want. There we go. I don't know if that helps with the color, but come on, focus. This thing, see this? Yeah, that to me doesn't look super neat. And that's a little, you know, yeah, I'm going to be nitpicky. I spent hundreds of dollars on this. This is, you know. It may have been sitting in a warehouse for a while, so it's not polished or anything. It's just like fresh, kind of, it seems like. And I would have also liked it if the shroud had gone down all the way to the leather wrap. That would have been my other thing that could have been improved. But I wonder if they did that too, because this is probably where you unscrew stuff, or where they, I don't know how they do that. But anyway, we'll get to that. So there's number one. Now, I really, really hope that they are the same. Let's do the coupler really quick as a little break, halftime in between the two. This is as much for me as it is for the viewer. Feel free to skip that if you need to. You know. Oh, okay, so one thing they did do, which I did not anticipate them doing at all, was, yes, they did it. Okay, dude, okay, so that's pretty cool. So something they totally didn't have to do, but they did do, was I asked for, can you put some kind of lines? Can you put some kind of, let me turn that off. I think this is messing with the, here we go. Something that I did ask them to do was to put lines on the coupler, and that's exactly what they did. I just asked for one, just to break up the nothingness of what this coupler would have been. It wouldn't have looked like much, and this is solid too as well. It doesn't actually go straight through, which might actually be better, more solid for spinning and such, and there's like some weight in the middle, so that's probably a good thing. But that I am stoked about. I am really stoked about that they did listen to this as such a side note, and I think this is why, excuse me, Vaders is known for what they're known for. It's just helping out your customers like this, and this was one of them. So they didn't have to do the line thing. I'm questioning it right now really quick. I'm doing a quick, I'm not sure if it's perfectly centered. Oops. Not sure, just like my camera work here. Not sure if this is perfectly centered between the two windows, so that's kind of, you know, a little bit of a disappointment in the event that it's not. I really hope these threads go in perfectly. Yeah, I'm not sure that, yeah, this looks like it's slightly right justified, guys. So, you know, I don't know, maybe Vaders having a rough time. I don't know when this was made. Maybe he's rushing it on the mill. Maybe I didn't pay enough. I don't know. But I think this is slightly asymmetrical. So that is to me very frustrating as you spend a fair amount on this. It's, you know, kind of annoying. But does it look pretty? Yep. Especially from here, especially as a piece of plain metal. Would it be, one thing that would be awesome is if they could have found a way, maybe not to powder coat it, but just have those lines be black. But I guess you could do that with weathering as well, which I may do on my own, or figure out, or ask someone else to do. So there's the coupler. And last but not least, dark side saber. Let's get it done. All right. Here we go, baby. Let's hope. I think this is a standard. The black is going to be just the standard. Oh, no, it's black chrome. So this is going to look good in opposition to the copper. So that'll be good. Here we go. With the black leather wrap. Same thing. Yeah. Beauty. Is this everything I need? Oh, there's the clip. I need that. And then, cool, is that all I need? Huh. Oh, did I throw this on the ground? Anyway. So this is actually, oh yeah, this is beautiful. See, another one. I was thinking that this would be darker. So maybe if I went back in time, I would, yeah, I don't know. I had a really difficult discussion. I made Deanna's life really difficult by not knowing what different colors were. So that was kind of annoying for her, but she stuck with me the whole time. So for that, she gets an A+ for dealing with me not knowing what colors are and stuff. This looks pretty good. The thing about black chrome is that in some lights, it looks totally black. You know, it looks very dark. And then some, it looks like a gray. Well, actually, is it gray? This actually looks kind of gray. I don't know. I don't know enough about colors to know, really. But either way, it's really cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's got to be. I'm going to have to do more looking at this to make sure. But this, see, now look at these leather wraps together. So, yeah. So I'm wondering if this is the worn leather wrap, and this is the black leather wrap here. Because I'm wondering why these aren't. I mean, this is really tightly, which is what I was hoping for with this one. So I find that very interesting. And there's another little nitpick is that this cover tech is not flush, but it is a pommel-mounted cover tech, which I would assume if that's an option on your sabers that it would be flush, because that's what people say about, you know, Vaders Vault is that it's like that. Because when you spin it as a staff, you're not going to want to deal with your cover techs like that. So, but together these look gorgeous. You cannot say these don't look pretty together. I've got the gold switch for the Jedi one, and I just have a silver one. Maybe I should have done the black one, but I didn't like the black. At any rate, yeah, I just like that together. All right. I think this one looks much better because it's sleeker, and this is what I want. This leather wrap, I will say, okay, so you pay like an extra $100 to get the leather wrap done, and this, I mean, this feels pretty good. This feels like legit leather. My only other experience with leather is Saber Forge, and it's not like this. So I wonder if, I think this is probably actually real leather. I could be wrong, or something close to it. But yeah, let me go ahead and check the insides for us here. Unless they don't want us to, or not. Ooh, I'm scared to break it. 1 second here. So, yeah, I'm actually really disappointed. So I just found out, I went through a bunch of all the different fittings that I had, the little, the L wrench, or the hex wrenches that I have, and none of them fit this. So, and it's funny because we're in the United States, so I'm wondering I'm sure we don't have metric stuff, and I'm certain, I don't know why, maybe Vaders Vault does, or I don't know, but that's annoying. The issue is, they ought to equip the customer with the item used to manipulate the product, because this is fastened to I cannot open my lightsaber. So if I want to charge it or anything, I simply cannot do it. Now I'm open to other ideas for how to charge these things, which, yeah, they are beautiful, but I am currently very disillusioned, especially as, like, I don't understand why this, as you can clearly see next to each other, are not wrapped the same. I did not order a distressed brown leather wrap. This is a chocolate brown leather wrap. Now, if that comes with sort of a more distressed look, I can kind of understand that. But this looks like a distressed sort of wrap going on, and this is not. This is much more clearly closed off. And this is what I was expecting on the brown side, and that's not what I'm getting here. So I don't know. What I'm going to do is, I'm pretty disappointed. So they messed up the shroud. I believe they messed up the leather wrap. I'm going to have to talk to them about that. We'll just see what happens. And this will be, the other one that they say is customer service is really good with Vaders Vault. So this will be the other thing. I'm really disappointed. Things they did right. The coupler, it does have lines. I didn't ask, it's a little off from the center, but again, they probably just threw it in there and did it real quick, which is, I appreciate they did it, definitely. It's just they sort of did it off the center, but I will not, Maybe I will mention that, actually, the coupler slightly. You could add one line to this thing on the right and then make it more centered just by that alone. This CoverTech wheel, let's go ahead and open that. Let's go ahead and open this thing. CoverTech. I'm sorry, it's not a wheel, it's a clip. Excuse me. Whoop, there's a blade plug. Wow, okay, so these blade plugs, this is, okay. So these blade plugs are $10 each. They are not the same. I'm very disappointed right now, okay. These blade plugs are thinner than the ones I get from Saber Forge. There's no diffusion things inside. I wonder if I'm expected to do that myself. Yeah, guys, this is pretty bad. These aren't the same length. This is $10, and I'm sorry, this is not worth $10. This is cheaper. This is bad, guys. I don't know what's going on with Vaders Vault, but this is pretty bad. This is kind of cool. This little finish on the top. Look, I want to be nice, but this is getting ridiculous. This CoverTech clip seems to work. Let's find out really quick. This isn't flush to the thing, which I assumed it would. You shouldn't offer an option on your website offering a CoverTech, pommel-mounted CoverTech if the pommel doesn't suit it. And if it does, then there should be a smaller setting, and I don't know where they get their parts from, and that's probably the issue. But it should fit flush. And if it doesn't, you know, let's see here. Okay, so this works, no problem. That's good, as it should. Cool. Can hang it as, oops, shouldn't hold that. As such, just like that. Whee. Okay, cool, so that works. Yeah, guys, I'm pretty disappointed, but you need to equip your customers with the capacity to access your merchandise. And so this will be worded to whoever I need to talk to. But one thing they did do, again, that was good. They did update my soundboard. So it's a Crystal Shard 4.5, I believe. It's not NeoPixel because that did not exist when I was doing it. Yeah, this is basically a Vaders Vault rant about how not that great my experience has been with them. Pretty saber, not gonna lie. Pretty saber. Looking closer, there are issues with my order in particular. So the shroud should have gone, at least I looked at my order, it said to the tip, to the edge of the shroud. So all the way up to the tip of the shroud. I didn't say to the tip of the window. I said to the tip of the shroud. What I wanted was it to go straight through, and that's what I should have said. It did not go to the tip. Don't know what the reasoning for that is, misunderstanding perhaps. I wonder if they just sent it to me hoping that I'd be okay with it because of their fan base, but I'm not. And that's not okay because I spent a fair amount of money on this. I will say though, this I didn't care about. I don't even care about this. This outer edge that they did, this is pretty, totally. This looks professional, this is gorgeous. But it's also, this is what I really cared about. And the edge isn't totally sanded or anything. It's just, it's not sharp like what they say at Saber Forge. It's not going to hurt me or anything. But yeah, so let's go ahead and fire this guy up. Let's go ahead and put, this is the, wow, I'm really disappointed with these blade plugs. These are $10 each, and this is maybe 25 cents worth of stuff. So here we go. Put that guy in there. Oh, can we even do that? Okay, have to remove, need a retention screw. They did give you the retention wrench with their business card guitar pick for, I think it's for pulling something out of the, like the SD card or like the chassis. I like these bags, these are nice. I'm trying to give you credit here, guys, but I think you messed up. Messed up for me, man. Lefty loosey, right? Okay, I'm wondering if there's a way I can bring out like sort of like the copper more in this, but I don't know. All right, let's see here. Just go ahead and pop this in here. Oop, sliding in, that's my fault. Okay. I try to take credit when I make a mistake. For example, I know that I didn't perfectly state what I wanted for the shroud, in a way. But they didn't even do what I did say, which is, I'm sorry. That's not okay. It's just not. Yeah, it's just this, so far, this does not live up to the reputation of Vaders Vault. In my mind, this is like a pretty, yeah, I'm pretty disappointed right now. So these work though, okay? So the retention screws work. I'm not putting it in hard or anything. There's a Crystal Shard 4.5. I should have light meat, dark meat, and the custom Havoc font that they give. They should both be the same. So there's the boot up, the Nano Biscotti, so the amber color. Probably low on charge because it's been sitting in a warehouse. Actually, it's been sitting in my room for like a few months because I was abroad. But here we go. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm just pressed. So I'm actually pretty disappointed in Vaders Vault right now. Like this does not live up to the I'm sorry. War Sabers is better. Saber Trio is better for money, and if you get from the pack store, if you get the Kyojin model, that's the cheap one. For what you get for your money, it's much better than this. This is a low battery too, so that's something to be aware of as well. So it's its full capacity. Let's try changing the font. Oh, okay, maybe I just don't know how to do this. Okay, holding the back. Okay, auxiliary button changes the font. New font. So this is the dark side. This is your standard. This is, of course, I could also change the sound sensitivity and stuff as well, so that's something to be aware of also. Clashes. Solid clashes. Okay, not too bad. Particularly if you strike where the soundboard is, okay. Okay.
Havoc.
Okay, so there's the custom font. Here it is. This is supposed to be a pitch shift. It's doing it. I don't know if that whistling sound is part of the Havoc font, but that sounds gross to me. This is a fancy pipe, guys. This is pretty on the outside, but I don't know if it's a crystal shard. It could be that it's low battery, it's blinking. I don't know what that means in particular, but yeah, here's the other one. This button, the gold button, feels a lot better to press. It's much more... It might be better in terms of battery as well. So I think this is light meat. Just a quick tap does the retraction. That's really loud. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in this. I think this is dark. Okay, so then that was the gray meat, and then we'll do the light one at the end. I still don't know how to change colors on this. And this is loud, but it's not. It's kind of underwhelming, guys. My War Sabers is better than this. I wish I should put the War Sabers tech in these, because that, yeah, I'm pretty bummed right now.
Havoc.
There's the custom font. I hope that's on purpose, that metal sound. I hope that's on purpose. This is nowhere near as sensitive as I wanted it to be, but I think that is adjustable. Here's the light meat now. Or not. So they coded it with different sounds, which I kind of like. I think this one's the best one. So it's not really light meat, I think. I'm not sure. It's something standard, maybe. There's your blade plug. It looks okay. Turn this guy on as well. There's that. Yeah, this is pretty underwhelming, especially considering all the other things that simply were not done correctly. Yeah. It could also be that this is solid, thick metal, too, and that's why it doesn't, the sound, just, I don't feel the vibration. When I use my war sabers, I do. It's just a better, oh man, what a bummer. Let's see, does it have any more? Oops. Try one more here. I think we'll go back to the same one. Okay, so now we're, so it only puts 3, so it took off, I think it took off light beat, so it's, oh, that's dark. This has got to be Havoc.
Havoc.
What's this one? I don't really. That sounded cut off to me. Yo. So it only has 3 of them. Okay, so they removed one. All right. Anyway, so that's a little bit disappointing. So here are my 2 very one-of-a-kind, I think. Not, it doesn't feel that one-of-a-kind. I actually think I saw these on, yeah, I think that's not a, I think I saw these on a ready-to-ship, so that's kind of a disappointment as well. If they do this right, it will be the only one. But for now, at least in 2018, as of, what are we in, October 2018, so that's the thing. Pretty disappointed. Gonna talk to Deanna, see what we can do to fix these things. Not gonna test the blades or anything. Just I'm pretty bummed. I don't know how to change the color. Let me see if I can figure that out. Before I leave, I figured out how to do the colors, so we go ahead and turn it on first. Then we go and we hold both of them for a second, and then we can do this. This is the 4.5 Crystal Shroud 4.5 color changing mode. I think it does support Plector Pixel as well. I don't have any Pixel stuff yet. I've got a Star Killer on the way. So this is cool. This does exist. It definitely doesn't blow me away as much as I thought it would in the video, but it does work, so that's something to note. And I've decided I want whatever that is, white, I think. Oops. And then I select and hold. Or I hold. Ah, okay. So you select with the auxiliary button, and then you can spin it around again. Yeah, because now it's good. Cool. Yeah, anyway, okay, cool. I'm going to change the font one more time. But yeah, that's the Vaders thing. Here we go. And have a good one. I'm pretty disappointed. Vaders Vault, absolutely unacceptable for a lot of reasons. Wow, okay, this is the most disappointing purchase I've ever had of any lightsaber, and ever. And I've been in this community for about a year now, so not too long, but long enough to be bummed. Yeah, cool. With that said, it's a long video, guys, but if you want to see the truth about something that can happen in Vaders Vault, here it is. With that said, I'll see you guys next time, probably with a follow-up.